Well, how the hell are you?
I'm doing all right. And I would ask how you are, but I already know. So let's just move on.
Well, I'm excited. I'm happy. I am jacked.
I don't care. Let's move on. No.
You ever get those times where, like, a bunch of good things they all just kind of line up, and there's like one day where it's like, oh, it's gonna be like this is just the day. It's gonna be an exciting day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow, City Skylines 2 drops on Game Pass.
Oh, yeah.
And my favorite band releases new music. So,
Green Day's got a new album?
well, it's a new single, we think, coming out tomorrow, and probably accompanied by an album announcement. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, super stoked. Super stoked.
That's exciting.
Yeah, got to use it, and honestly, it's no big deal because those sick days aren't going to use themselves. So,
yeah.
Tomorrow is all about me, man.
Nice.
Cool. Well, hello and welcome to the Movie Men podcast.
Derby team.
My name's not Carl,
And I'm not Brady.
and are you not? You seemed unsure there.
I have days where I feel like I'm Brady.
Am I? Am I? I'm feeling extra awesome today. Am I Brady? I don't even know.
Sometimes I'm Brady. Sometimes I'm Pete.
Okay, right. Like, just as long as you're not showing up at Pete's job trying to do Pete's job, because I don't think you're qualified. So, we're back with another news episode. We've got a bunch of topics lined up today. We're going to break down all of the major events that are interesting to us that have taken place over the last week in the world of movie news. But first, Mr. Eastman has something. We don't know what it is.
Let's get to the real world.
Yeah, Carl has some sort of world technology piece of advancement news, something. I assume you have options for me.
I've got three. Yeah.
Right.
Why break from the set tradition?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm going to give them in like order of what I think is coolest. So like the third one will be like the one I hope you pick.
Oh, okay.
But it might not be as interesting to you.
Sure. Okay.
So the first one is NASA go fast.
What?
NASA goes fast.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And the second one is how can I find? It's a fun way to put this one. I don't know. I can't think of a phone. There's a possible new element ? And then Vegas has got a glowy ball.
Okay. So
Vegas is glowy balls. This is only one, but
I'm torn.
It's funnier she say it that way.
I'm torn. The first one. Okay. So basically, we've got Interstellar, Iron Man 2, and National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation, or Viva Rock Vegas Flintstones. I'm not interested in the Element one. I don't think. Just because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know 90% of the elements that already exist. So you could say anything. Palladium is the new, and I'm like, okay, cool, great. NASA go fast. I mean, yeah, it's just gonna be some news story about like some new propulsion system or faster engine or something. But then I'm torn because although I don't know all the details, and I'm certainly excited to learn more, I am aware, like anyone who's anyone has seen images or video of the Las Vegas like sphere thing.
You know about the sphere?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's so cool. Okay. I'm going to take the sphere one anyways because it is the one that I'm the most interested in, and I'm sure maybe you have some information that I've not yet heard.
Probably no new developments, but we'll dive into it for those that didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
So in true fashion, we'll quickly touch on the other two, give some a little light. So if people want to Google it, they can. So the NASA goes fast. NASA has got all kinds of probes and satellites and crap and flying throughout the galaxy, trying to check stuff out. The Parker Solar Probe has broken its own record again for the fastest thing ever made by human hands at an astounding 394,736 miles an hour.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So it just apparently it just keeps going faster. Apparently it's going faster and faster because it keeps slingshotting.
Okay, wait.
around.
So how fast? Hang on. How fast was that?
Essentially 400,000 miles an hour if you're rounding up.
So 400, 1, 2, 3, 4.
But while you're doing
by-
the math, it's gotten that fast by like slingshotting around planets. Apparently, somebody was saying.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Hang on.
Comment, which is
Divided
still
by-
cool.
See, and I'm just doing a little bit of conversion here.
Oh, you're trying to find the kilometers an hour?
No, I'm trying to figure out
What it is in light years?
That is 1.1. No, hang on. No. It's a bigger number. That is 1,787 kilometers a second. That's the number. See, yeah, because when you say like, oh, X many 100,000 an hour, you're like, yeah, that seems fast, but 1,700, almost 1,800 kilometers a second. That is a stunt driving charge.
Yeah. So the top comment on this says the article failed to mention how the probe got this speed by falling towards the sun rather than from actually accelerated provided by its engine. So it slingshotted itself around the sun to get to these astronomical speeds.
So cool. That's so cool. And that's like the secret to a lot of space travel, right? Like you hear that all the time. They're like, wow, we're going to slingshot around the moon. Yeah,
it's a big cliche in a lot of sci-fi films.
Yeah.
That are kind of more modern-ish based and not so futurist. Yeah, even some futurist ones do it. The second one, there's an asteroid out in space somewhere that scientists are looking at, and they believe that it may contain an element outside of our periodic table. So, Iron Man's created a new element. There could be
that's
one
cool.
on an asteroid.
It's also kind of one of those things where, like, at some point, I would hope so. Right. Like it's a little ignorant for humans to think that like the elements that we're aware of is the extent of what's in the universe. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the one you picked, the Vegas sphere. Oh yeah. This thing is so cool. Like when I seen pictures of this midsummer, early summer. And when I first saw pictures, I was like, oh, that's a cool artist rendition. And then you look closer and you realize, no, that's an actual picture.
Yeah.
This thing looks like in the night sky with Vegas around it in the background. It looks like it's not supposed to be like it. Yeah. The visuals of this thing lit up are crazy.
Yeah.
So for kind of those that like to know how big it is, this thing is 516 feet wide and 366 feet tall.
Well, you got to tell them what it is.
This is the largest. Where did it say? It's the largest sphere in the world.
Okay, but what is it? It's like a theater.
It's a big
like a stadium.
It's a big bulb. Yeah, so it's a theater. Yeah, it seats 17,600 seats. It's an amphitheater style venue, and right now it's hosting the residency of U2, and U2 are doing nightly or weekly shows,
right? And both the entire sphere. Outside of it and the entire inside of it is like video wall.
Yeah, there are the whole sphere and bowl or whatever, and the inside I guess is more of a bowl if you're inside. has 16,000 square foot spherical 16,000 square foot spherical LED immersive surface. Oh, so that's the square footage. 16,000 square feet is the LED surface. It shows its resolution is 16K.
Jeez.
So it's like high definition.
Yeah, four times more high def than 4K.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I got to find the part of this article that talks about, it can be seen from space when it's turned on.
Wow. You know what?
Man.
You know
Even
what?
During the day, there's a picture in this article. It's a Popular Mechanics article I'm reading from. Even during the day, it looks so like somebody just cropped a picture of a circle and like boop.
Yeah. You know what I absolutely love about the reason why I chose that story is because the NASA thing is like for the betterment of advancement. The element thing is like for the good of science and the natural world, and the Las Vegas sphere is because we can. Like that is the reason the Las Vegas
it's like
sphere
a marvel
exists.
of engineering.
Yeah, is because we can. Yeah, there is a I'll send you an article to something I found. It's somewhere in the Middle East. There's a city that's being built. I don't know if it's called the Line or the Strip or whatever it is, but it's like 180 kilometers long, and it's like a trench. It looks like something out of like Cyberpunk or Blade Runner. It's like it's a strip that has been dug in a trench that has been dug deep into the earth in a straight line spanning like 180 kilometers. And on either side of this trench is the city. And
what's the purpose of the trench?
Just that it's like an in-ground city as opposed to being above ground. I don't know.
That seems like bad engineering. What happens when it rains?
I don't know. It's Middle East. Does it rain? I don't know. But it like the idea of it is there's no cars, right? Like it's just pulling up a thing of it here. There's no cars. Oh, I guess it is somewhat above ground actually. But I guess the foundations for sure are in ground, of course. But yeah, there's no cars. Like everything that you would need to get to is well within walking distance. And so it's this kind of crazy ass futuristic thing. I'm gonna send you a thing to it.
Cool.
That you can check out later.
While you're doing that, so back to this, the Vegas globe, Vegas sphere. So to make this thing light up, there are 1.2 million LED pucks, and they call them pucks because they're about the size of a hockey puck. So there's 1.2 million pucks. Each puck contains 48 diodes, so 48 lights. So 48 lights on a little puck, and there are 1.2 million pucks. Each bunch of pucks, 400 pucks, are assembled into a LED panel, and there are 400 of these LED panels that make up this thing. It's crazy.
That's nuts. And the advertising potential is through the roof.
Yeah.
Like,
so when you're inside watching this, like you said, these LED pucks are outside the sphere, so they can create these really cool pictures and patterns and stuff that just make it look so captivating to the eye. You just can't help but look at this and go, "That's so wild." But yeah, inside there's the same thing, and it's part of the show. So from floor to well past the ceiling, there's a digital display showing whatever is being to help amplify the at this point U2 concert experience. Yeah, it goes on to talk about how like the diodes are like there's like less than a blade of a grass between the diodes placements, and man, it really is just a marvel of engineering.
It's amazing.
Apparently there's like a killer sound system, which, I mean, you're showing U2, so you better have a killer sound system.
You better have a killer sound system. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
cool.
just crazy cool.
That is cool. All right. Jumping into our actual movie news topics for today. Kicking things off with a story that I'm going to kind of have to lean on you for this one a little bit.
Oh, this is exciting. I saw this before.
Now,
you sent this,
when I was 14, 15, I first became aware. I was one of my like high school girlfriend, whatever. Her little brother was obsessed with this cartoon show that I knew nothing about. I'd never heard of prior to, and he showed it to me, and he tried to get me into it, and I don't know, I didn't give two shits because it was anime, and I'm not, it's not my thing. But I just didn't care. And that show was called Avatar: The Last Airbender. And he was obsessed with it. Like, we all drove down to Florida and back, and he had it going on his like little DVD player thing the entire time. And I just didn't care. And then several years passed, and there was M. Night Shyamalan, right?
M. Night Shyamalan
did the Shyamalama Ding Dong did a live action
property.
Did a live action version of
worst thing ever,
The Last Airbender.
Don't let it be your first introduction.
And I saw it only because it was a part of like a 4-movie long weekend lineup at the drive-in, right? And it kind of it wasn't the last one. And there was one that followed that we did want to watch, and there was one before that we did want. So it was just kind of there, and we just watched it. I have no memories of it. I may have fallen asleep during it. I don't know.
I wouldn't blame you.
But I just knew that it was from the property that I didn't really care about, and so I wasn't all that interested. But I am aware that, just like you, many, many fans, especially fans of the original cartoon, hated it. Now, I'm sure, and I know what you're going to say, and it's biased and wrong and not actually true, but I'm sure, just like the great thing about film is that it's 100% subjective, right? You'll like something that I don't like, I'll like something that you don't like, and that's just kind of the way it works. And so there are people out there who liked the 2010 Last Airbender. Maybe they hadn't seen the original, maybe they saw the original, but they were also just like, well, whatever, they changed some things, but, it's still cool. It's audience score, it's got a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is low, which would indicate that for the most part, the audience doesn't like it, but it also indicates that 30% of the people who did watch it liked it. So there are people out there who like it. However, the fans rejoiced cautiously when Netflix announced that they were going to do it again. They were going to do it. They were going to do it better, I assume was their intention. And that we were getting a Avatar: The Last Airbender from Netflix. And things have been a little quiet for a while, but we now have our first initial look at it. We have like a 60-second, you can't even call it a teaser trailer. It's just some like graphics flashing on the screen with some music to kind of show you like, ooh, look at the symbols and look at the, like, ooh, look. But we also have some screenshots. We have some pictures of characters who, I don't know who they are. I don't recognize them. There's a bald guy in it. In the first image is of a bald guy, and I'm assuming that's the bald guy that I know of.
Prince Zuko.
He's like the kid with the arrow on his forehead. Is that?
No.
No.
You're talking about, no. In the article you linked, the first picture is Prince Zuko.
Okay.
He's the main antagonist for the first, essentially, 2 seasons.
So who's the kid with the arrow?
The kid with the arrow is the main character of the show. His name's Aang.
Aang.
He's not in any of the photos.
He's not
here,
in any of the photos.
There is the article that I read, because I've seen this article like beginning of sometime last week. I mean, that's what we're reviewing, last week's news. But it was a different article, and it did show pictures of a couple other characters, including Aang. And yeah, he looked good.
So here's the big thing, and this is about all I can comment on, and then I'm going to pass this over to you. This looks, from someone who again is unfamiliar with the source material and ultimately really couldn't care less, it looks like an actual movie. And what I mean by that is, when you watch the 2010 one, what I do remember from it, and if you look at pictures of it, it feels and looks very much like something that was an adaptation of a cartoon. Like it just looks and feels like, it feels more like an adaptation of a cartoon than it feels like an actual movie that happens to get its source material from a cartoon.
Right.
This, at least, like, just color palettes and color grading and production wise, this looks like, first and foremost, this is a real film. This is a film. This is the priority going in was not simply just to adapt Avatar: The Last Airbender. It was to make a good movie and then use Avatar: The Last Airbender as the source material to do so. Whereas I believe the other one was just kind of like a live action. I don't even know.
So the first movie, there were many reasons. Like they kind of took the source material and they just butchered it. Like, you've got a show that was made, like, it's not an adaptation from an anime. Like, it was North American made, produced, created. The English version is the base version. Like this isn't a dubbed version of an anime, right?
Okay.
So all the pronunciations of names in the cartoon, that's how they're supposed to sound. That's how the creators intended the name. And in like the Shyamalan Nightmare one, like, nobody's name is correct. Like, your main character's name is Aang all throughout 3 seasons of the cartoon. And Shyamalan comes along and everybody in his movie calls him Ong instead of Aang.
Oh, really?
It's like, why? What are you doing? Like, and that's how, like, kind of little respect that show or that movie showed for the source material.
Right.
Yeah. So this, it looks pretty good so far from these screenshots, and that trailer was kind of cool. It didn't show much. It just showed the symbols for the 4 nations, which represent the 4 elements of earth, fire, and water, and air. Yeah, I'm not super keen on Zuko's look here. Like, I think everything looks good except for his left eye. Like, in the cartoon, his left eye is like got a big burn mark, and almost the whole left side of his face has got a big burn scar. And here it looks like he's just got a black eye.
Right.
So I'm like, that thing should be like taking out his eyebrow, big scar down back all the way back to his ear, right? This does not look like, this looks like he got punched instead of, like, in the story, he gets his father, he's a firebender, his father's a firebender, and his father burns him to discipline him and, like, scars the whole left side of his face pretty much. So this doesn't, that doesn't jive with me super well, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt for now, although I'm not I'm very hesitant to get excited about this show because back in 2020, the original showrunners for this, the original creators, stepped away from the project.
Okay.
So they were heavily involved in the project, and then I just kind of Googled it to kind of bring up some information here to kind of back why I'm hesitant to get excited about it. This is an Entertainment Weekly article, and I'll just read the quote from one of the creators, DiMartino. He says, I couldn't control the creative direction of the series, this live action series, but that he couldn't control how the creative direction of the series, but he could control how he responded. So he chose to leave the project. It was the hardest professional decision I've ever had to make, and certainly not one that I took lightly, but it was necessary for my happiness and my creative integrity.
And who was that?
So this is one of the creators of the original cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Right. So if the person from the original cartoon goes, I don't like where this is going, they're not listening to me, I have to step away for my own integrity and my own happiness. What are they doing?
I mean, okay.
Right?
Let me play devil's advocate.
This is huge. This is huge.
Let me play devil's advocate. And again, I've got no horse in this race. But I think it's important to remember anytime that we hear something like this is that we don't know the details of the circumstances, right?
We don't.
We don't know if the creator who's making these comments, we don't know if the suggestions and the requests that he was making were important ones that were absolutely integral to the identity of the property, or if this guy had trouble realizing that he's not actually the director, and like if it was just certain little set pieces, right? Like if this guy was sort of a micromanaging control freak, and we don't know, maybe he wasn't, but it's possible that he was, and
he was hired to be an executive producer and showrunner,
right? But there's still a director. He's still not the one in charge.
But the director doesn't. The executive producer and showrunner, the director answers to them.
On some things, yes, but some things the director still has creative control over, right? And so it's hard to say. It's hard to say whether or not these were things like, well, this is this character's origin and it's important that we keep it. Yes, that would be one thing. If it was, oh, I really think that the sash around this guy's robe should be blue instead of dark blue. And
yeah, I don't see a person getting that. They could. You're right. But
if it's their baby,
look, let me rebuttal you with some. What I can only say is like solid foundation argument for you should always bring in the creator of the original material in some fashion to make sure that you're on track with what fans of the series will expect. And that is One Piece. Are you familiar with One Piece?
I am not.
So One Piece is an anime. It is a long running anime. Oh man, they got so many. Let me yeah, it's over One Piece. The anime, the animated TV show, the anime is currently running over 1,000 episodes.
Right.
It is hugely beloved right now. It is running high. I'm surprised you haven't seen or heard anything about this. it recently had a Netflix adaptation release.
Right.
And it is critically acclaimed. Everybody's loving it. Even the people that aren't super, like the big One Piece anime fans, love it. Those that aren't loving it still are enjoying it. They might be a little bit nitpicky in some spots, but they still enjoy it overall. I can say without a shadow of doubt in my mind that the success of this show is attributed to the fact that the original creator of the show, whose name I'm not even going to try and pronounce because I'll butcher it and I don't know it off my head, was brought in because when he made his deal with Netflix to do the adaptation, he said, I have final say on everything or this doesn't happen.
Right.
Right? If I don't like something, you have to change it. Right. Now, the show is a departure from the original content to a degree because each season of the show runs like 20 something episodes, usually 15, 20 episodes. Right. So you get a bunch of little storylines in there. If you're going to try to make your first season, what they did was they crammed the first season of the anime into 6 or 8 episodes of the live action. So they had to cut stuff, right? But they still touched on all they essentially like took what the anime was and they simmered it down and condensed it into like what was really important. And the show is amazing. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed it. And it's because you brought in the source of the original and you listened to the source of the original. And now not only do you have new fans of the show because it's amazing, but you have existing fans praising it as well. Mm-hmm. And we're not talking about like some just kind of like, oh, it's just, they're pirates, swashbuckling pirates. No, this show is like, shut off your mind, suspend every ounce of disbelief you could possibly have kind of an anime. Like the lead character has stretchy arms. He's they call him a rubber man. Like he stretches his arms. He can stretch every part of his body. He can like inflate himself this is ridiculous levels of ridiculousness, this show, and people love it. Right. Yeah. Not that long ago, there was another show an anime that Netflix reproduced called Cowboy Bebop, which is a sci-fi kind of space adventure. Yeah. Now, I haven't watched the anime and I haven't watched the Netflix show, but from what I've seen and read of reviews, fans hated it and not many other people liked it. Like people outside the fandom weren't really keen on it either.
Yeah.
Right. They had nobody from the source material come in, vet or check anything. They just did whatever the hell they wanted with the source material. Yeah. The Witcher's in all kinds of crazy hot water from fans and of the books and the games and stuff, because it's the same thing. They said they gave the finger to the source material. There was quotes of writers saying that they hate the source material. Right? Like, of course, the fans of the show are going to hate your show if you don't respect the source material. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I am hesitant to get excited about Avatar because the original showrunners decided to leave because Netflix was not listening to them.
Okay. Well, there we go. And that actually transitions us nicely into our next topic, which is maybe a little bit of a counter argument here. So there is a new Alien film coming. Alien Romulus is coming out next year. And obviously, Alien is a franchise that was created by Ridley Scott, right? Mm-hmm. Ridley Scott did the first one. Yep. I think or it was at least a producer on Prometheus and Covenant.
No, I think he did do Prometheus.
Yeah, I think
I'm not
Prometheus
sure about
was
Covenant, but
Prometheus.
I haven't
let's
seen
see
Covenant.
here. Prometheus was his, and then Alien
yeah, because Prometheus, it was like his touted return to the series.
Yeah, and he directed Alien Covenant as well. So it is his, and obviously there's several films in the franchise that he didn't direct, but still would have been a producer on. And now we have Alien Romulus, which is coming to us by, and I'm going to butcher this name, Fede Alvarez.
Alvarez?
I think it's like Latin American. So Alvarez.
We'll just say Fed Alvarez.
and this is not Ridley Scott's film. This is a non-Ridley Scott Alien film that's coming. And we got this quote from the director himself, who said, Alvarez went on to explain that he was adamant that he got feedback from Scott in person. So this is not like, this is different. This isn't Scott was there on set telling us how to make this film. This was once the film was done, or we at least had the rough cut together or whatever, right? He says, even if he didn't ask for it, I was going to go there and sit at the table and look at him and get it, the director said. Continuing, even if he was going to say, you destroyed my legacy, I wanted to be in front of him and see him in the eye. I didn't want to get an email where it says, Ridley Scott says, ... And then he walks into the room and he did say, Fede, what can I say? It's effing great. So, this is not meant to be a counter argument to the whole have to have the creator there thing. Obviously, there's examples where it works. If you have someone who is truly a fan and truly respects the source material and knows the source material, it's possible to do something without, you've got great examples like in Star Wars. Obviously, George Lucas really no longer has much of anything to do with Star Wars at all, right? He said, I'm treating it like a divorce, right? And there's been some Star Wars crap, but there's also been there's been The Force Awakens and Andor and 2, maybe 1.5 really great seasons of Mandalorian.
I wouldn't add Force Awakens to that list, but okay.
You didn't think The Force Awakens was amazing?
No.
Okay, that's fine. You don't like the sequels at all. That's fine.
Good. I wouldn't call it amazing.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Again, all films subjective. But within Star Wars, you have examples like, Sam Witwer correcting Dave Filoni on canon, on saying like, well, no, you can't have Anakin having a conversation with his Force Ghost mother and saying, I have a wife, she's really great, I wish you could have met her. Because Sam Witwer, that happened, right? And that was the line. And Sam Witwer was like, whoa, hang on. They have met. They had dinner together. Right?
Somebody he out-nerded Dave Filoni in that moment, and that's why he's cemented his
So there's moments where even the creator is not necessarily the best person, as far as... But what this story is ultimately meant to be is just us conveying the fact that, yes, there's a new Alien film coming. Ridley Scott, the creator, the guy who first envisioned the xenomorphs and that whole world, has seen the film and thinks it's great. Thinks it's effing great. This excites me. I mean, I'm a fan of the Alien franchise. I'm not a fan of all of the films in the Alien franchise, and much to many people's surprise, I'm not a fan of the Alien film that everybody seems to think is the best Alien film.
Alien versus Predator?
No, which is the second one, Aliens.
Just kidding.
I wasn't a big fan of Aliens. I still think the best one in the franchise is the first one, Alien. But whatever, doesn't matter. This excites me though, because either way, I'm going to watch this movie when it comes out. But it's nice to hear that there is some backing support on on this film, and that it'd be a whole different story. We'd have an entirely different tone right now if Ridley Scott had seen it and said, "I want to make it clear I had nothing to do with this movie." Right? Yeah. Like we'd be singing a different tune today.
That we would essentially be mimicking what I had just said about Avatar.
Right.
Right, so that's what the Avatar guy said 3 years ago.
Yeah. So I'm excited for this. Carl, hearing these comments from Ridley Scott, does that do anything to boost your interest level in Alien Romulus?
Well, I'll let the cat out of the bag here and maybe shock you a little bit. I've only ever seen one Alien movie if you don't include AVP.
In which one? The first one? The original?
No. Ugh. I've seen a part of the first one.
And then you saw Prometheus.
I may have seen the whole thing. I don't remember. So I've seen the what was it? The one Ridley Scott's comeback to
Prometheus.
the series. Prometheus. I've seen Prometheus. I know that for sure. That's because I saw it shortly after it came out.
Okay.
And I'll say I've seen at least most of the first Aliens movie when I was like 6 or 7 years old.
Okay, here's the deal.
And it terrified it is the first time I can vividly remember in my past, the first time I ever had nightmares. So I watched it as like a 6 or 7 year old. For some reason, my parents rented it and let me watch it with them.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
because I can't even picture your parents watching it. So that's
pardon.
I can't visualize your parents sitting down and putting that on.
I don't know why my parents watched it. It might have been the second one too. I don't know. Like I was 6 or 7 years old. I don't hardly remember anything about that point in my life. But it was like it kind of emotionally scarred me enough to give me vivid nightmares that I still remember to this day. Or I don't even remember the nightmares. I just remember being terrified.
Yeah.
I just remember the feeling of terror. And I've not that I don't appreciate the franchise or kind of there's a part of me that does want to watch them, but there's also a part of me that's just like, I don't want to go back and watch them.
Yeah.
I don't want to relive. But it would probably like, I know that if I did go back and watch them, I would love them. I would appreciate them.
So here's the thing.
It's not a horror movie. It's a monster movie. I love monster movies.
Sci-fi monster movie.
It's just like one of those things where it's like, all you got to do is step off the edge and into the water and conquer your fear. And that's kind of what it kind of feels like a little bit.
I'm going to pull you off the edge because this Christmas, you know how every so often you'll find out that I haven't seen a certain film and you're like, what? And then you make me sit down and watch it with you.
Right.
This Christmas, we're conquering Alien.
Okay.
The franchise.
Sounds good. The whole franchise.
Yeah, there's only like
sleepover
6 films or something. You can leave out AVP.
I've seen it. I own AVP.
Yeah, and it's
it's all right. It's in terms of the Predator movies, it's like top 3, but that's not hard for the Predator franchise.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. So Taylor Swift. Now we've talked a lot about Taylor Swift on this show lately. First, we talked about Taylor Swift's film and how it was inadvertently a little bit of a dick move to announce a film a month out from its release date, and the other films that had to move and change their date as a result of that. Whatever. Neither here nor there. We've talked about Taylor Swift's possibility of showing up in Deadpool 3, something that I believe is like 80% likely. I think this is happening because I've drank the Kool-Aid of them all being in that football game boxed together, and I'm like, well, I don't know. Give me another version of the story that makes sense. I'm not seeing it. Well, we're now, at time of recording this, we are 10 days out. 10 days past? It's been 10 days since the Taylor Swift Eras Tour concert movie has hit theaters, and it fell a little bit short of its projections. Now, emphasis on the word a little bit. So the film was projected to make $126 to $130 million in its opening weekend. and it didn't. It fell 2.5 million short. It made 123.5 million. So 2.5 million shy of what the bottom end of its projection was. And then a couple more million shy of what they were projecting it could do, which was 130 million. Now, that's just sorry?
Did you see it?
No, I have not seen it. No. And those are just the opening weekend projections. Now, the film, just like any film, a film past its opening weekend is going to have legs, right? It's not all about the opening weekend, right? Yeah. If it was all about the opening weekend, then Titanic and Avatar and everything else wouldn't be where they are at the Mount Rushmore of box office for film. But this is where things get interesting. That was opening weekend. We're now 10 days past. And the worldwide gross for this film is 160 million. So it's only done another 35 million.
Only.
Well, no, but that's important. Because right now, if any other film at this stage in the game, not any other film, if any massive film at this stage in the game only had $160 million in box office gross, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, what have you, would be looking at this going, oh crap.
Right. But there's a huge but there.
That
would be the cost to make this thing.
Yes. So, and I'm glad you brought that up.
It's dirt cheap. Like there's hardly any advertising been done for it because
it was all on Instagram.
And she's already doing the show anyway. Like those costs are like boiled into her show costs, not her making it. They just, hey, turn the camera on, let's record it, let's put it on the screen and sell more tickets.
So I'm glad you brought that up because there was discussion of whether or not this film would overthrow Joker's record for the most profitable film ever made. Right? So Joker made $1 billion at the box office, $1.07 billion at the box office, which is big. I mean, anytime a film makes it into the $1 billion club, it's not something to scoff at.
Yeah.
But what made that so special is that quite often when films make it into the $1 billion club, those films had $250 million budgets.
Yeah.
Right? Like they were massive, visual effects heavy superhero films.
Yeah. A quarter of their budget is just making the film.
Yeah, that, and then you can take that budget and almost double it for the marketing.
Yeah.
Joker was made for a budget of $55 million. $55 million. So, although it didn't bring in the most money worldwide of any film, it just barely scraped into the $1 billion club. It was done for what is considered a very low budget. And so it broke the record for the most profitable film, the most take home in their pockets that any film had ever done. Now, the question became, right? I think all of the big Taylor Swift fans were saying the Taylor Swift movie is going to make $1 billion. Easily, it's going to make $1 billion. It's Taylor Swift, biggest music star in the world right now. She's releasing this concert. Everyone's a Swiftie. Everyone's crazy. Blah blah blah. It's going to make $1 billion. And the Taylor Swift movie was made for $15 million. So everyone's
budget.
Yeah. So everyone started talking about change. Like, hey, this is gonna overthrow Joker. It's not looking like it's going to come in anywhere close.
No.
Anywhere close. And I want to talk about why that might be. So I think there's three reasons. A, is just what you said. There hasn't been a massive marketing campaign. It was mostly just Taylor posting stuff on Instagram about it. Posting things on Instagram to the people who are already following her and are already Swifties and are already interested in going and seeing a Taylor Swift film. So you're not really reaching new audiences with that, right? You're not expanding your marketing by just doing Instagram posts. Secondly, and this is going to piss people off. And don't get me wrong, I love concert movies. I've watched several concert movies. I think they're great. But at the end of the day, this is just a concert movie.
Yeah.
It's just a concert movie.
Yeah. A concert movie, yeah, like if you don't like Taylor Swift, if you don't like pop music, even if you just kind of like her, you're not going to shell out the money to go see this.
No. And the third reason, and the one that I think is the most interesting, so I don't know if you've seen footage of the theaters during showings of this, but there are everyone standing up, everyone's screaming the words along. There's like middle-aged moms who are down at the front of the theater dancing around. There's a some sort of friendship bracelet you trade with people thing, that the trend that's happening at Taylor Swift showings. But it's a literal party in that, like, people in the theaters are treating the experience as if they're actually at the concert.
Yeah.
Right? They're standing up, they're dancing around, they're screaming the words. And to some, clearly, those who are doing it, that is all a part of the fun. Right? That's a part of the experience.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm interested in watching this movie. And when it comes out on wherever it's going to come out on streaming, I'm probably going to check it out. But when I first saw the footage of people screaming the words, and in the footage that I saw, you can't really hear Taylor on screen. You can hear the fans in the auditorium.
It's like the reverse of being at a concert.
Yeah. So when I saw
everyone's still singing along, but because the speakers are so loud, you can't hear them.
It's just bad karaoke at this point, right? And so when I saw that footage, I thought to myself, "Oh no, thank you." I would hate that. I mean, I think it'd be fun at first. I think I'd be like, "Oh, look at this," because ultimately, at this point, it's not a cinematic experience. It's a pop culture event that's happening. Is ultimately what this film will be remembered as. Is a pop culture event that took place. And I treat concert movies very similar to the way that I treat any other movies. Stop talking. Don't talk. I want to hear...
I'm trying to listen.
I want to hear the singer, and I want to hear, like, do you know what I mean? And I wonder if, because this footage has been going around, it's very common knowledge that this is the atmosphere, this is the energy level inside of these auditoriums, and it certainly would have scared me away. And I'm wondering if it's scaring other people away from going and seeing it as well. Right? If other people are looking at it going, "Oh, I like Taylor Swift." So you're saying seems annoying.
You would go see it in theaters if you didn't know that, if you knew it would be
No, I mean, ultimately, I don't know. I don't know if I would have gone. I'm not a big enough Taylor Swift fan that I think I would have gone to see it in a theater regardless. But seeing and being aware of what the atmosphere is like inside of those auditoriums definitely drove the final nail into the coffin. I was like, wow, yeah, okay, not a chance. Not a chance. That doesn't interest me at all. That would irritate me because I would be frustrated with everyone else in that room. Happy for them. Happy for them. Have a blast. And I get it. For those people, it's all a part of the experience. But for me, and just by the laws of probability, millions of others, that would be a deal breaker. That'd be a real deal breaker because it would just be irritating and not the film going experience that that they would want. Anyways, Carl, you hear all this. What is your guess? A, does the screaming and shouting and jumping around and dancing within movie theaters, is that scaring some people away? Do you think that will ultimately potentially hurt the numbers that this film does? And B, does this film have any chance of joining the $1 billion club? And if not, how close will it get?
Man, I don't think the jumping and screaming is turning people away as much as you probably think it is. Because I just asked you, like, if it was a normal viewing experience, would you go see it? And you were kind of on the fence. Is that accurate to say?
It is.
Okay. So that tells me that the people that are going to go watch this are of one of two camps. One, they are Swifties. They are fans of Taylor Swift music. This is an opportunity to see a Swift concert in as close to a Swift concert experience as they can possibly get that's not their living room. And the second group are parents with kids who enjoy the music or might enjoy the music. So which would be my wife and daughter. I would not call my wife or daughter Swifties by any stretch of the imagination, but it has been the movie. This past weekend was the second weekend it was in Hanover, and my wife said, I would like to take our daughter there. I think it'd be a fun experience for us. Not because Taylor Swift is awesome and we want to go see her, because it will be fun. It'll be a fun viewing experience, fun thing to do with my daughter. Mm-hmm. So they went and they enjoyed it, and they had a blast, and it sounded like it was exactly like you were describing, dancing and singing and hooplying all about. But yeah, I think, like, if you're going, I think you're probably going to be expecting that regardless, just because you're a fan and that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
To the $1 billion mark. Yeah. I don't think it's going to make it there for the same reason. Like that's not because of, there might be a lot of fans out there, but this doesn't target a wide audience, enough audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah, it's hard to say.
That was my take.
I know that, like, if Green Day
also apparently they're not standard movie ticket prices.
No, they're $13.
Yeah, and for kids, there's more for adults.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's more expensive to go see this than to go and watch the new Paw Patrol movie with your kid.
I know that if Green Day, my favorite band, had a concert movie coming to theaters tomorrow, I would, if they had a concert coming tomorrow and I knew that was it was the same energy, everyone's screaming all the words and stuff in the theater and blah, 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 I would try to go to, like, if there was a 10 a.m. Wednesday showing where I thought even my favorite band, it would still piss me off. And that's just personal preference, right? That's not what I would want. I would not want that. I would want to get completely immersed in, because I know I'm not at the concert, right? Yeah. And I understand that the point of this film in many ways was the fact that it was damn near impossible to get concert tickets for this tour. And so this is, hey, so that you can feel like you didn't miss out, come watch this movie.
And so that I can make more money.
And so that I can make a shit ton of money. Yeah. All right, moving on. It's sad. It's real sad. So,
bound to happen.
Forever ago, we found out that Deadpool, which was originally supposed to come out in the fall, like October or November of 2024, had said, hey, you know what, guys? We're super ahead of schedule. Everything's going great. We're super happy with this. We're going to release it on May 3rd. We're going to bump it up half a year. And there was throwing of hats and wailing and cries of joy in the streets. It was amazing. It was like, this is fantastic news. And the wailing is still going on, but it's no longer wails of joy. Deadpool 3 is the latest casualty of the SAFTA actor strikes. Now, obviously, the writer strike is done. That has concluded. But the actors are still on strike. And there's still no principal photography happening anywhere. And the filmmakers have come out, the directors come out and said, look, we can't make that deadline. Like, we can no longer make the Marvel set deadline of May 3rd. We just can't do it. And so we got to push more time. So we got to push it back, because here's the thing: like it's mostly shot, but mostly isn't completely.
Yeah.
Right. Even if you have another 3 weeks left, and that's it, 3 weeks, and we're done. Those could be a crucial 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, work is still likely happening on the film right now. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure everything that's shot already, the post-production and the visual effects and whatever else needs to be done on those shots is getting done.
They just get ChatGPT to do it.
But they can't finish the film right now. And so it's getting bumped back. We don't have a new release date because there's no point in setting a release date because we don't know when the actor strike is going to end. And so A, that sucks, but B, it poses a couple of interesting questions. Now, with the interconnectivity of the MCU, which admittedly is not as much as it used to be, or has been at times, but I think we're kind of ramping back up into that, especially with some of the things, especially with Loki Season 2 right now. I think Loki Season 2 is going to be the catalyst for a lot of what's coming in the MCU. Just because of how much it's dealing with Kang. But also, this is a film, Deadpool 3 is a film that is breaking the multiverse and bringing a character from a different universe and planting him into the MCU. So there's potentially going to be ramifications of this film. Right? It's very potential that the stuff that happens in this film will affect some of the things that come to happen after. So then the question becomes, if this film is getting bumped, what happens to Captain America: Brave New World, which is currently slated for July 26th of 2024? Like, is this going to be a big domino effect where Deadpool 3 can't come out? And if Deadpool 3 hasn't happened, well, then we can't have some of the things, or this one thing that's going to happen in Captain America: Brave New World, that can't happen because it won't make any sense, or it'll be a spoiler or whatever, because Deadpool 3 hasn't come out yet. I don't know, man. This blows, and the projections right now, like, we don't know when Deadpool 3 is going to come out, but the projections that some of the big brawny Hollywood analysts are making is that if this actor strike continues all the way to the end of 2023, there is a possibility that we don't even get Deadpool 3 next year. Like, it may get pushed to 2025, right? I don't know. I'm super bummed about this. I don't know that there are a handful of films right now that are slated to be coming out in the next little while that I am beyond excited for. This is one, obviously. The sequel to Joker is one, and the sequel to Beetlejuice is one. So I don't know. It's sad. It's very, very sad for me. Carl, what are your thoughts on this? How do you think that this getting delayed will impact the rest of the MCU films that are slated? Do you think it will impact it? Or will this kind of just get bumped into a new free slot somewhere down the road and everything else will kind of continue as planned?
Oh, man. I have a hunch it's not going to affect it. The kind of the MCU slated timeline of releases at all.
Okay.
Like I feel like in the same way Deadpool 1 and 2, even though they were part of the same universe as the X-Men Fox films, it kind of stood on its own and stood apart, even though it was still connected. And I feel like this will introduce us to introduce Deadpool to the MCU proper, and it'll potentially introduce other characters proper to the MCU. I feel like it's going to do the same thing. It's going to stand on its own. So, yeah.
Okay.
It sucks that it's delayed, but I don't think it's going to affect the grand plan.
You don't think it'll be a big ripple effect?
No.
Okay. Well, hopefully this actor strike subsides relatively soon so we can get back on track with the films that I want to see.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Spider-Man No Way Home. Not the greatest comic book film ever made, but one of the most memorable theater experiences, right? One of the most memorable first watches of like, the first time the first portal opens and you can see that it's whoever that is taller and lankier than Tom Holland is. That's not the Peter that is like, so many moments, man.
Yeah.
The first time you hear Goblin cackle and the Doc Ock's arm coming through the dust, to like, it was just,
yeah,
it was a next level
really
experience. Well. Next level experience. However, it's not the experience that we were originally going to get. So,
say what?
A new book has come out that I haven't picked up, but I've read many, many, many articles now based on things that were in that book. And the book was written by Chris McKenna and Eric Sommers, and it's called MCU, The Reign of Marvel Studios. And these two writers basically sat down with some big wigs over at Marvel, including Kevin Feige, and kind of got a lot of dirt on the history of the MCU and things that almost were and things that will never be, and you know, like just a lot of really, really interesting behind the scenes stuff that we may not have been aware of as fans. And one of the stories that have come out of that was that Spider-Man No Way Home was originally going to be a Spider-Man versus Kraven the Hunter story.
Ooh.
Bum, bum, bum. But that it didn't happen because Sony said no. Sony said that the MCU was unable to use Kraven the Hunter until Sony established him in a solo film, which we, obviously at that point they had their plans. We know the Kraven the Hunter film is coming with Aaron Taylor Johnson. And because of that, because they were working on establishing Kraven in their own universe, in their own film, they said, no, you can't have him. You can't have him because we've got plans and we're going to do it a certain way. And, maybe once he's established, you can borrow him. Right? Kind of like Tom Hardy sort of kind of made like post-credit scene cameos in the MCU as Eddie Brock. But you guys can't establish him because it's not going to jive with what we're establishing, and we have big plans for the character. So this is interesting. And Kraven the Hunter still technically appears in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Technically.
He's like in the clouds during the multiverse rift thing. I don't know, Carl, what are your thoughts on this? Like, it's hard to think of Spider-Man No Way Home being different than what it was. It's hard to wrap your head around, had Sony not said no, would we have gotten Toby and Andrew? Would we have gotten Doc Ock and Green Goblin and Sandman and Lizard and Electro? I don't know. My guess would be no.
Yeah. It sounds like it would have been a completely different film.
It sounds like it'd be completely different. Because why would you bring back everyone who's familiar and then add someone who no one's ever seen before? I don't know.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? Are you remorseful thinking of what could have been as a Tom Holland versus Kraven the Hunter film? Or do you think that this was a blessing in disguise and that what we got was ultimately a much better film?
I mean, yeah, it's hard to get excited about something when you don't even know what would that script have even looked like?
Right.
Would they have done great the character justice? Would they have butchered it? Would it, ultimately what we got was really good and everyone really loved it. And it fell into line with where the MCU is going. I won't say where they were going. I'll just say kind of, because no one knows exactly where they're going at this point. But yeah, it's, I don't know, man. It's hard to get excited about something when we've already gotten what we got and you don't know what the other one would have been like. And yeah, it's just a kind of a big what if. You can dream about it.
What if?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
That'll be how we get it. Yeah. That'll be how we see this story. What if season 3? You've heard it here first. Carl's currently penning a script.
Yeah, here we go. Marvel, get in touch with me.
Yep. Okay, moving on. So, one of the next, once we're done with Loki season 3, the next MCU property, and it's like right on the tailcoat of Loki season 3, is The Marvels. A film that I don't dislike. There's a lot of people who hate Captain Marvel, the film. That's not me. I don't hate it. I have no issues with it. I don't think it's the best MCU film. It's not going to make my top 5. It's not going to make my top 10. Right? But I got no issues with it. And I've enjoyed the character when she popped up in Endgame. And I love the Kamala Khan character. Loved her in the Miss Marvel show. So I'm stoked. I'm getting more and more and more stoked for this movie. And then something happened. And it hasn't hurt my interest in this film. It's potentially increased it, but it's also made me a little bit wary and a little bit hopeful that Marvel hasn't just done something super douchey. Because there's the possibility that Marvel just did something super douchey. So last week, Marvel released a TV spot for The Marvels, right? Just like I don't even know how long it is. It's a TV spot, so it'll be 40 seconds long. And for the most part, it's just a lot of footage that we've already seen in trailers. It's just kind of all chopped together. Not a huge, a huge indicator on what the story is. It's just kind of a bunch of like funny lines and action shots kind of cut together the same way that most TV spots are. However, this TV spot is a little bit different in the sense that this TV spot ends with Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, saying, "I've called in a friend." And then we see, coming from the deep, dark abyss of space, all the way to the spaceship that they're on, a Bifrost. And if you pause the film, or if you pause the video right in the last frame, you can see a figure, the shadowy figure in the Bifrost. Now, obviously, what Marvel is trying to do here, what they want you to take away from this after watching this trailer is, ooh, Thor's going to be in this movie. That is the intent. And it's quite possible that he is, right? It's quite possible that it's just a little teaser of Thor. However, and if he is, great. I mean, that hasn't hurt my interest in it. Maybe it's increased it. I don't know. It could be fun. A little weird, I think, at this point in the game. Like, they must be projecting that the film's not going to do very well, and they're a little bit worried, so they're trying to hike up their numbers. Because otherwise, I don't know why you spoil that this close out from the release of your film, but whatever. Marvel, the people who kept Toby and Andrew like completely under wraps, sort of, kind of, as best as they could. But there is the potential that this is super douchey. Because what if it's not Thor? I mean, we don't see Thor. We see a Bifrost, and the implication there, obviously, is that Thor is coming. But what if that's Marvel wanting you to think that Thor's in this trailer, or in this movie, and really it's going that's a misdirect, that it's going to be someone else? Well, let's talk about the different options. I'm going to talk about the different options here. I'm going to list some different options for who it could potentially be. And Carl, I want you to tell me whether or not you think there's any validity to that, if it's likely, if it's unlikely. Capiche?
Okay.
Number one, obviously, is just simply that it's Thor.
Okay.
I think that the odds are, like, as far as we know, I think what gives credit to the idea that it could be Thor is that, as far as we know, Thor is currently the only one with access to a Bifrost. Because the actual Bifrost on Asgard was destroyed with Asgard. But Stormbreaker has Bifrost abilities. It can summon a Bifrost. We've seen him do that in Infinity War. And so, as far as we know, Thor's the only one with a Bifrost. So maybe? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. My first thought is, like, are you jumping the gun here? Are we jumping the gun that this is Thor? That this is a Bifrost?
I mean, it looks very Bifrosty.
I agree. It is very Bifrosty. But like, it's like it's not, I don't think it's going to, if that's a person at the end of that beam like you think it is.
Oh, I'll send you the
pause
screenshot.
it. It's in space, and there are other things, like, I think it's a thing going into a spaceship. So it could be a weapon. Yeah. I don't think it's Thor or any Asgardian. I think this is some other weapon or mode of transportation or something like that.
Let's see if
like,
I can
this
pull
could
up a
be
screenshot here for you.
What is it's very Bifrost looking, but this could be what what's her name? The third Marvel character. They got Captain Marvel, we got Ms. Marvel, and what's her name from WandaVision?
But then the weird thing about that is that we've never...
She kind of, her ability is all about controlling light and the light spectrum and stuff like that.
Oh, you like Monica Rambeau, you mean?
Yeah. I don't know what her hero name is.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen Monica featured in all these trailers, and Monica meets them like in the house, and so that to me, I don't buy that. Yeah, I don't know. So Thor's one possibility. Possibility number two, assuming it is a Bifrost, then possibility number two would be Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie, as far as we know, doesn't have access to a Bifrost, but she's also the king of Asgard. So if she says, hey, Thor, give me access to your Bifrost, then, I don't know, I feel like Thor's just kind of got to do what he's got to do, right? Like, when the king tells you to jump, you jump. That's a possibility. I don't know. Here's a real possibility, and an interesting one. Again, assuming it's a Bifrost. And it's a weird possibility because of, again, the Bifrost issue, but maybe this character has a Bifrost. We don't know. The other weird thing about it is that we've never, like, she says, I'm calling in a friend, but this isn't someone that we've ever seen interact with. We've never seen them in a Marvel film, so we've never seen them. It'd be weird to say I'm bringing in a friend and then bring in someone who we've never seen interact with her on screen before. But what if this is the introduction? You got to put on your tinfoil hat a little bit here. What if in all those years that Captain Marvel was flying around the galaxy helping people, what if she met Beta Ray Bill?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you think there's any possibility that that's what's going on here? No.
I just sent you a link to another trailer that kind of looks like it's this scene from another angle.
Okay. And I'm sending you, or we're just sending each other all kinds of things.
It does not look like the Bifrost.
Hang on.
It looks more like a blue and white beam of light, not like a rainbow beam of light.
Where did that image I just saved go? Where do these go when I click save? Into documents. Why would it go into documents? Documents. Bifrost. Here. So this doesn't prove that it's a Bifrost by any means. But this proves that there is someone in there.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's definitely could be, it's either a weapon or it's somebody traveling really fast. I agree. I don't think it's a Bifrost. I would say it's either something like Rambo traveling at light speed using her powers or something like that.
Okay. All right. So that's my money's on Thor and your money's on Monica Rambeau.
That just looks like a sun glare.
No. Fix your eyes, old man. There's a silhouette there. You see two legs and a figure and the beginning of like a shoulder in someone's arm.
Okay. But that's definitely not a Bifrost by any means.
I don't know, man. We've never seen the Bifrost come in from the side. We always see it like touch down on ground. We've never seen the Bifrost looking into the Bifrost like this before. So I don't know. Doesn't matter. Either way, some sort of character. I don't think it's Monica Rambeau because that doesn't make any sense to me because she's already been heavily featured in the trailers. So why hide her in the light here? But it is what it is. All good. On theater day, when you and I sit down to review this in like a month, not even, we will we'll find out who the bigger ape is. All right. Moving on to our final topic. Also, in that book, the MCU, the reign of Marvel Studios. It says, we have a quote from Kevin Feige sort of implying that, like, Secret Wars will serve as a soft reboot in which they can prune everything. That's not to use a Lokiism. They'll prune everything that's not working and just keep what is working, or bring back people you thought were gone forever. So that's our big premier topic today, is that it kind of looks like Kevin Feige may use Secret Wars to reboot the MCU. To go in and say, hey, you know what?
Doing a soft reboot, yeah.
Yeah, say, hey, you know what? We're gonna kill off any of the characters or storylines or whatever. If we have to kill off the Eternals or we have to kill off whoever in Secret Wars so that they're just gone because they didn't work the way we thought they were going to work, and we really have no interest in pursuing them, so we're going to tie up their loose ends and just get rid of them. Then they may do that. They may also then look at everything they've got and go, you know what? This is really working. The fans love Shang-Chi, so we're going to keep him. All right? The fans are still loving whatever it is, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, so we're going to keep him. I don't know. And they may also look at it and go, okay, this is the culmination of our multiverse saga. Which means at this point, we still have the multiverse open to us. Potentially for the last time, assuming that, you know, that Secret Wars is going to kind of end the multiverse saga, close off access to the multiverse through whatever plot mechanism they decide to use. That's kind of your opportunity to look at this and go, hey, you know what? We could use some time travel shenanigans, bring Steve Rogers back. We could use some time travel shenanigans or some multiverse shenanigans, and we could bring Tony Stark back. Or
yeah, so if they keep it to the Secret War, it's not time travel stuff; it's multiverse stuff. But
no, I know, but we've already within the MCU timelines, multi different universe and time travel has been somewhat connected. Right, because in Endgame, it's explained that it's you're not moving back on a linear timeline when it's not like Back to the Future. You're not going back to a certain point of time on the same timeline that you're on, and then whatever that it's a different. You know, when Bruce Banner is talking to the Ancient One in New York in 2012. Right? It's like our universe's Doctor Strange. What happens to our universe if I give you the time stone? Right? So there is some connectivity in there. The only reason I say the time travel thing is because we had those comments from Chris Evans not long ago where he said, like, if I came back to play Steve Rogers, it would have to be connected to the original thing, right? He basically implied, I'm not going to play some variant. I'm not going to come back and play another universe's Captain America, right? There'd have to be some other plot device to make sense of the fact that Captain America is back. So there's also been like 5 different Secret War storylines in the comics. Like there are many different iterations that you can pull from. So I don't know. And at the end of the day, they're writing their own scripts, right? So if they want to, it'd be like, oh, well, if you're doing Civil War, then it's not these characters arguing about this, except it was, and they did it completely differently, and we still all loved Civil War, right? So at the end of the day, they do whatever they want. But what are your thoughts on this? A, do you think that Kevin Feige will reboot the MCU? Do you think he should reboot the MCU? And if he does, the soft reboot, sort of a reset, do you think that we will see people who we thought were gone from the MCU return, and who might that be?
Well, I mean, if you're going to reboot, the Secret Wars is the place to do it. I think Marvel's only done it twice in the comics. I just Googled it. Once in 84 and once in 2015 and they were pretty different storylines from what my understanding, but for the most part they were both reboot opportunities and were used as such from my understanding. I know the 2015 was for sure. I'm not sure on the 84, but yeah, like the 2015 Secret Wars were a bunch of universes were colliding together, going to destroy everything, all the universes essentially. It was just like one massive cataclysm happening, and Doctor Doom somehow got a hold of a MacGuffin that allowed him to control how it happened, and he essentially turned them all into one universe. And then by the end of that storyline, we ended up with the the Marvel universe that's currently happening in the comics. Man, it's yeah. If you're gonna do it, that's the time to do it. And definitely, it definitely feels like it needs it.
just to hone it back in, just to shrink,
just clean things up,
things up, and to shrink the size of the MCU a little bit.
Yeah, because it's definitely gotten out of hand.
Yeah, it's so convoluted.
It's convoluted. There's a lot to follow and keep up with, and yeah.
So do you think we'll get old Avengers back? And if so, who do you think we're going to get?
I think you'll get a version of Captain America and Iron Man for sure.
Yeah. I don't think you'll get Black Widow because Scarlett Johansson, like, there's bad blood there now. Scarlett Johansson will never come back and work for Disney.
No. You get somebody else to play Black Widow.
Yeah, but I don't know that you could, and I'm always open to that. Always, I've made that my stance on that very clear. That you can recast anyone. Actor serves a character serves a story. But I don't know that doing that would be, like, if you're trying to get back to something, if you're trying to use bringing characters back in order to revitalize your franchise and get the fans excited again, I don't know that Black Widow played by someone else achieves that for you.
Right.
Right? Like,
this could be an opportunity to just switch gears completely from one superhero team to another that's important in saving the world.
The Dark Adventures.
No, I'm talking about the X-Men.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Like the MCU has been just focused on the Avengers and Avenger character, typical Avengers heroes. And if you kind of do a reboot using a event like Secret Wars, the team that comes out of that is the one that stops the Thanoses and stops the Galactuses and stuff could be the X-Men instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you just kind of switch gears to a different team for your universe's focus.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they would do that. Maybe.
Like, it'd solve a lot of problems.
It would, but I wonder if
you'd brand new cast, another 10 to 20 years of films that with new actors under contract.
You know, like, X-Men fans would be very excited and happy with that. I don't know. I don't know if you'd get your numbers back. I don't know if.
Oh, the X-Men are well enough known and popular. Like, Fox made a lot of money on the X-Men films, and they weren't done super well.
Yeah, but not the same way that Spider-Man is, right? And the Incredible Hulk, and Captain America.
An argument can be made that Captain America and Iron Man were not as popular IPs as X-Men was when they launched.
For sure. I mean,
So
there's no argument with the Spider-Man.
You can't tell me
thing, though.
X-Men can't carry the torch.
No, but
'Cause they
Spider-Man
definitely
for
can.
sure was more popular than any of them.
Yeah. Well, Spider-Man's like a universally beloved character no matter what. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, even if you don't like Marvel, you like Spider-Man.
And the Hulk. Everyone knew who the Hulk was,
Like,
right? Because there was the show.
My 2-year-old is watching like a kiddie version of Spider-Man right now, and he's just like, it's. He wakes up. I watch Spider-Mans now. Can I please watch Spider-Mans, please?
That's awesome. Cool. All right. Well, that's it. That's the news. That's it. That's all. That's it. You're so subdued right now. You're so subdued. Drink a coffee, man.
It's been a long episode.
Insert some caffeine into the veins via intravenous.
I don't drink coffee.
No, like an IV.
I don't want it in me.
Just pump it straight in, man. Just pump it. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all listed below. We have a Patreon page. For as little as $1 a month, you can get some fun perks in return while also supporting the show. Most recently, there is Carl's Gotta Pee song.
Yeah, apparently that was a thing.
That was a thing. Did you know that was a thing? Did you know
Not until I got an email saying that it's a thing.
Did you know you sang that?
Probably. I don't know.
So good. So good. All right, and we have merch.
Yeah. So if you got to pee and you can't go anywhere, there's nowhere to go, there's an aluminum water bottle you can pee in.
Yeah. Yeah. Or our upcoming Movie Men branded adult diapers. Yeah. Fashionable, so that you don't even need to wear pants. You can just wear them.
Yeah.
Yeah. When's the last time you wore adult diapers?
It's been a while.
Has it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll get some for Christmas for the Alien Marathon.
Yeah. It was when I was standing in line for the last Taylor Swift movie.
Yes. Yeah. The Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great.